Thank you so much, Keith. Keith has been a great advocate for Literacy Network over the years, and we're very excited to continue our partnership with Madison College. And it's wonderful for us to hear how many of the learners at Literacy Network pursue their dreams at Madison College every day, and they stay involved with both organizations. My name is Jeff Burkhart, and it's my honor to be the Executive Director at Literacy Network, and my honor to be here with all of you. And thank you so much for taking your time to be here with us. Everything you see here that we've put together is donated. And that, I think, speaks to the value of a community, that we all are in this together. My friend Colleen Boss is here, and she brought some mead. I invited her to come and just sit, but she said, no, I want to donate something, and to help bring all of us together. So everything that you see, including this microphone I'm speaking in, is donated by somebody. So thank you so much for taking your time to be here. And I have the distinct honor of serving adults and families throughout the community. And I've been in this position now for over 6 years. And when I was hired at Literacy Network 6 years ago, I was thrilled to have the opportunity to lead this wonderful organization because of the incredible impact of adult literacy that I saw firsthand when I became a volunteer almost 20 years ago at a literacy organization in Bloomington, Indiana. The incredible impact of adult literacy became one of my great passions in life when I first volunteered. And I'm grateful to have the chance to serve in this role with so many great volunteers and staff people. And I'd like to just have the staff people who are here just stand up and say hello. And maybe Jen, if you can come out too. So we have staff people. I'm going to give them a round of applause. So we do have wonderful staff at Literacy Network, and that was really the reason that I came to the organization 6 years ago. And I'm guessing that for many of you, no matter how much you love your work, you love your hobbies, your home, when push comes to shove, there is a child out there who would get top billing in your life. And that child might be your own child, a grandchild, a niece or a nephew, a cousin, somebody you mentor. It might be a child for whom you feel responsible, who touches your heart with laughter, and you're committed to that child's well-being. And you're committed to their education as well. And you would never turn your back on them. And you've probably done a lot to help that child learn and express through reading and writing. And you've invested in that child's life. The parents we serve have the same types of stories that you have about the children in your life. They would be glad to show you their children's pictures and tell you how wonderfully they play and sing and dance. They would probably share similar stories with you about how cute and funny their kids are and how aggravating they are sometimes. They all have big hopes and dreams and worries about the future for their kids. And we all live in the same city, but we inhabit different worlds. And the world that I live in has many supports. I live in a world where I can access services. The world says yes to me when I visit the doctor, when I shop, when I read a credit card statement or a utility bill. I live in a world that says yes to me, that is the most livable city in America for some of us. And every day I think about how the world would appear differently to me if I lacked the ability to read, write, and understand the people around me. With a master's degree, I live in a city where I have rarely struggled with unemployment. I haven't worried where my next meal will come from, whether I can pay my light bill, or how I will stretch the budget to make the rent. But this is also a city where more than 50% of people of color live in poverty. And we know that poverty is directly correlated with low literacy. It is a city where opportunities are plentiful for those with quality education. But in Dane County, 1 in 7 adults, that's 55,000 adults in our community, don't have the literacy skills that they need to support their families. We live in a city that welcomes parents to be a part of the schools, but inadvertently turns some parents away because they can't access the information about the next parent-teacher conference. We live in a community with world-class health care, but it's also a community where 40,000 adults can't access that health care effectively because of their literacy skills. You see, I have the luxury of assuming that opportunities will be available for me based on my hard work and my education, and all of the opportunities that I've been given by our world. And don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for those opportunities, but I hate that other people don't have the same opportunities as me. And call me overly optimistic, but I think the world can change. And I want it to change, and I believe that it can. Together, we have the power to make this a more equitable world. And we have already done amazing things in this community. And we've opened the hearts and the minds of thousands of people throughout Madison and Dane County. In last year alone, more than 1,000 volunteers gave of their time and decided that they would make a difference. Collectively, they donated more than 30,000 hours of their time just last year. They essentially said, "You are my neighbor, and I want to help you." And in the last 6 years, Literacy Network volunteers have helped more than 7,000 adults and families across Dane County. They have contributed nearly $3 million of service in that period of time. One person at a time, providing new opportunities and providing hope. And I'm so grateful and impressed by those gifts. As the inequity in our community continues to grow, it is tough for us to raise the money needed to support the programs that we need to grow for those great demands. We've had to tighten our belts every year. While our programs are strong and have a great impact year after year, each year we have to take fiscal steps to ensure the viability of Literacy Network in the long haul. Our wonderful staff members who make such vital learning connections are working without retirement benefits. Some have had their pay and hours reduced this year, and we stopped offering our popular Saturday morning programs because we needed to maintain our financial stability. And I know that nonprofits throughout this community have struggled in the last several years in these economic times. Yet, as challenging as these moments are for us as nonprofits, we know that the families we serve have been hit the hardest by the economy. And for them, Literacy Network needs to be even more available, not less available. We need to be in a position to say yes to them, to help build the connections that they desperately need. And I want to live in a world that offers growth opportunities for those willing to work for them. I want to live in a world in which all parents have the ability to read their children's report cards and help with their homework. I want to live in a world where all families can seek opportunities for meaningful and sustainable work. According to last year's Race to Equity report that highlighted the huge racial disparities in Dane County, the most urgent need is to, quote, build pathways that allow many more lower income, less networked, and less educated job seekers to enter, remain, and advance in the county's workforce. And that is a need that we address every day in as efficient and effective a manner as possible. Our lives are capable of great meaning and change. And I think it is why we are all here, to make the world a better place. There is great capacity in this room, and we all have the capacity to support the families, even those that we don't know. Please help us to say yes to opportunity for the families we serve, and so many more like them. Thank you so much for taking your time to hear more about the Literacy Network community. Thank you.